Hi, Nathalie. Nice to meet you this evening. We are very grateful that you accept this meeting before your event on Thursday. So the first question I like to ask you is, what is AGRIUM, the organization for where you work?
Okay, AGRIUM is a worldwide agri-business company that's based in Calgary. We have two major business activity. One is retail that sells essentially fertilizers and products to the farming industry. And we have a wholesale division that is essentially a chemical processing activity that processes fertilizers, nitrates, potash, and various products like that, that sells to the retail branch and sells to other companies. We are worldwide. We have operations in North America, and South America, and Australia.
And you, Nathalie, what your business in this company?
Okay, so I am part of the global IT organization at AGRIUM, and I am the senior director for strategy and planning in the global IT.
Okay, and why do you choose a platform to ask advice from smart experts against your traditional way?
Okay, so we do a lot of we have a lot of fairly significant transformation going now. We're working with large providers. We're outsourcing our services, but in addition to that, we have internal projects that we're working on, and we often need some very one-time advice or information or best practices on what is done in the market on very specific topics. And I see that rather than bringing in people over time for long periods of time, it's very convenient to say, okay, I have this expert. Let's plan for a half an hour, and get the information that we need that brings the value at the time that we need it.
Okay, in US, you work for 4 hours at this moment. All your schedule are on the early hours method.
Yeah, so in the United States, most companies and most consultants actually work on an hourly basis. Yeah. Having come from Europe, I still reason by the day, but most companies here, no matter what service is provided, is always on an hourly basis. So in fact, working and going through platforms like INNO'T, it makes sense. Most companies will be looking at working in that direction rather than paying for a full day or engaging for a full day. You're actually looking at how many hours of work do I need. So I think over time it's more cost productive, it's cost efficient, and it's also it's better value for what you need, and it forces us client and the consultants to be more to the point rather than spend time on the things that we all know. So again, the system here is very based on an hourly basis, and so of course it reduces a lot of the extra stuff, if I can express myself this way, that is not actually necessary. We really want to be focusing our use of partners, of any kind of company, to really what we need when we need it.
Okay, thanks. And do you have an experience to illustrate a business with expert in INNO'T?
We are, yes, we are going to be, we have started actually working with one of the experts on the platform. We did a first call that was, say a sort of an introduction, but as we go and we move along, I can see that it makes sense to use that expert, and in particular we're revisiting all of our costing and charging system here, and we could then access an expert who's done this before and ask very, very specific questions on here's what we did, and we would like to have advice or recommendations on how to proceed on one element or another, and we find this very, very to the point and very useful. So we are going to be looking at that.
Okay, many thanks. I thank you, Nathalie, for this speech. I know you have an appointment after this call, so many thanks for your experience, and many thanks to be one of the most important enterprise on INNO'T. And I hope I see you next.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.